All right, guys, thanks for stopping by Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. Today we're going to be looking at a bicycle that I picked up on the cheap. I work for a maintenance company for my full-time position, and we maintain a couple of condo complexes, and this was sitting in the trash. So what we're looking at here is probably a 1987 to 89 Trek 820. This is an all chromoly frame bike. This is using the Tang 5 chromoly tubing. I don't believe it's a butted tubing, but it is nonetheless chromoly, which is a nice frame. We're looking at refurbing this bike and getting it into riding condition again. It was an 18-speed bike, and you can see that, sorry about the camera work here, I'm doing this with my cell phone. The crank is bent quite bad, so that's going to be a throwaway. And it's using the old BioPace rings on here. If you guys remember those from the late 80s, mid to late 80s, I would say probably 87, 88, maybe 89 on this one. But it's got the BioPace, and it's the Exage Mountain Series from Shimano. This is a triple ring setup on here, and that crank is baked. The rear wheel is a I wanted to say this was a matrix rim, but I don't think it is. It's pre-matrix. Oh no, it's an Araya. So it's a Japanese made Araya rim. Probably single wall. Tough to say. Yeah, it's a single wall rim. A little on the heavy side. I think I'm going to end up using it as a 6-speed freewheel on the rear. So what I'm going to end up doing is using some old parts I have from a Bridgestone and turning this into kind of a drop handlebar style bike for touring, that type of thing. The frame is nice, all intact. The only issue I'm having with the frame itself, guys, is obviously I have a pretty severely bent rear derailleur hanger. Being that this is chromoly, it's pretty malleable, so I should be able to bend that back without too much trouble. What I'm going to end up doing is using a pretty good size crescent wrench, adjustable, and then pad that up nice with maybe a towel, and then just slowly tweak that back into position so it's up and down instead of being bent in. The bike is using the old school U-brakes, so this is going back a little bit. Front's got the candies, and you can see here, and it's all the Exage 1-inch steerer. So 1-inch steerer is a dead giveaway that this is an older bike. The bottom bracket was a cup and race style, like this. I'm going to probably be putting in a cartridge style. And I apologize for the mess around the room here. This is kind of a utility room I have this set up in right now, but not my actual shop area. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and measure the spindle on here, and probably go ahead and pop a cartridge bottom bracket in there just for simplicity and to keep the maintenance down on it. The wheels seem to be intact. We've got Joytech hubs on here, nothing really special. The front is a quick release. The rear is a nutted affair. So whether or not I keep the rear wheel, I'll have to see what I have in my private stock. I may end up replacing the rear wheel and just trying to pull this freewheel off and using it on another wheel that I have here in my own private stock area. Saddle, obviously not stock. This is a Sunlight Cloud 9 saddle on here, comfortable enough. But yeah, this is going to be my next project. The Exage brifters, so these are brake levers and shifters, will end up probably going into the parts bin. I'll probably end up using the Exage front derailleur, which seems to be in good shape. Not much wear on a whole lot of this, so I don't think this bike was ridden much. And then the rear derailleur, obviously. I checked the cage. The cage seems to be straight. I don't see any bends in any of the metal on here, so I think this is going to be usable. So that's going to be the next project coming up for my bike sector of the channel. For any of you out there interested in this type of stuff, leave a comment in the comment section below. And you know, if you guys are interested in seeing more of this type of stuff, this is kind of what I do on a part-time basis out of my home. If you guys are interested in seeing more of this type of stuff, leave a comment. If you want to see more drones, that type of thing, leave a comment as well. So this is going to be it for now, guys. I'm going to be doing a dismantling of this, a degreasing of all the components I'm going to be using, a realigning of the frame in the derailleur hanger on the rear here, and getting it put back together. And I'll show you the finished product. I may even show you progress as I go on this, but this is the next project up for the bikes. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one. God bless the Republic.